The amount a container can hold is called its capacity or volume. Volume is usually measured in cubic units. It sounds like a cube, and think about what dimension a cube is. 3. Because if it's cubed, okay, here is one thing that we're doing. This here is one-dimensional, okay? It's one-dimensional. We were doing how far something travels on a number line. That last year did that somewhat this year as well. Then we did area. So it's two sides that you multiply together. But now we've got a cube. There are 3 dimensions that we need to discuss, or cube, or at least 3 dimensions. Okay, 3 dimensions. Yes, they're hypothetically more dimensions, but we don't know what it looks like inside a black hole. So 2 common units of measure for volume are cubic centimeter. Cubic centimeters, that's how it's showed. Centimeters with a 3 is the exponent over the m. And cubic inch, a 3 over the n for cubic inch. The formula for volume of a prism is as follows. We have the volume equals base times height. Make sure it is a capital B. It is a capital B because it stands for the area of the base, not the base itself. I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Okay. So to represent what we're doing with volume here, take a look at this building. Take a look at this building. We have the bottom floor that is filled with a bright orange liquid. The liquid from Ghostbusters 2, okay? But that was purple. But or you're talking, unless you're talking about the TV show, but that was Slimer stuff. Now we have this building here, the bottom floor. The bottom floor is filled with this, and that's what the base is measured as. So it's just length times width if we're talking about the bottom floor. However, there are multiple floors of this building. So we would have to measure and increase each floor to make it 3-dimensional. So we need to see how much do you have to put in there? How much liquid, how much volume does it hold? Okay, does that make sense? So we have to find the base, and we have to find how many floors is that. If you guys ever drive past the new building that's going up across the street from the library, just about every 2 days or so, they have a new level of their elevator shaft. That's going to be a 5-story building. Right now it looks like they're just about done with the 3rd floor elevator shafts. It will be, it's a mortgage company, Madison County Mortgage or something. Yeah. Because English is ridiculous. Yeah, I before E except after C. Weird. Yeah. That's neither here nor there. I was trying to refer to the building because you can see this happening in real life as referring to building floors being talked about. Stop talking. Okay? If it has to do with volume, I'd love to answer the question. Love to answer the question. We can talk about that after 2:45. So we have volume equals base times height, which means that the area of the base times the height. So we have the first floor, which is base. Then we have to multiply it by how many floors there are. So we have 6 times 4 because we have to find the area of the first floor. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this first floor with water just to give you an idea as to what I'm talking about. You don't have to do this. I'm doing this just for demonstrative reasons. So you can see that we're doing one floor that is 6 times 4. And here's our 6 times 4. So that's our base. And we have to multiply it by 5 because there are 5 levels to that building, if you will. Okay? 5 levels to that building. So we do 6 times 4, which is 24. Then we have 5 floors. 24 times 5 is 120 centimeters squared. Now we have this one here. Since it is not within my view, I'm going to rewrite it on there the same way that you would on your homework if it's not on that same page. And I have to find what is the measurement of the base. And I'm going to do this just because I need to make it as clear as possible so I don't make any silly mistakes on the homework or the test on Friday. So I have to find the level of the the amount of surface area on the first floor. So my base is equal to 15 by 20. I'm going to have an X. 15 by 20. My height is 9. So I'm going to plug this into the formula. 15 times 20 times 9. I don't need that there. And I really don't even need the to put it in that order necessarily because of the commutative property of multiplication. No matter what order you're in, you're still the same community. Just like how we had a seating chart change recently, we're still the same class, this awesome, awesome class. However, we're just in different seats. We kept our awesomeness. So I have 15 times 20 times 9. And you guys might be gritting out your calculators, but I can do a lot of that in my head, which is just 150 times 9. Okay, 150 times 9, which would be, 150 times 9, which is 15 times 9, which is, would that be 90 plus 45, 135, 1,350, is that right? $2,700, thank you. Yep, I didn't do it by 3. Thank you. 2,700, but I'm going to rewrite it over here using my correct units. Volume equals 2,700 centimeters cubed. Now that's a lot bigger number than you guys have been seeing in examples that we've been doing this week and last week. But the thing is, there's much more space that we're taking up. It's not just linear space. It's not just a squared space. It's a cubic area. Okay, it's a cubic area. Any questions on that before I move along? You with me? Do you need to get that undone right now? Thank you. So this is a triangular prism because prisms are identified by their bases. And even though this triangle is laying on its side, it's still the same triangle as if it were standing up like that. So I have to find the measurement of the base for this one. So this one I'll put, what kind of liquid do I want to put in there? Let's do apple juice. Banana juice is more opaque. There. So we have the first floor filled. So how are we going to get this? It says the volume for a prism is the base times the height. What is the base? What shape is the base, Caitlin? It's a triangle. And what is the area of a triangle? 1/2 base times height. And we know that the height is 10 here because of that little symbol there means, everyone, right angle. Let's try that again. Excuse me. And we know that it's 10 centimeters because let's try that again. Making me tear up. We know it's 10 centimeters as the height because that little symbol there means what? Right angle. Fantastic. You guys are so smart. Don't need any prompting at all. All right. It's a right angle. Sure is. So we have the volume equals base times height. We have the 1/2, because just as a reminder, the surface area of a triangle. You don't have to write this necessarily. This is mostly for YouTube. 1/2 base times height. Okay, just a reminder. So you have 1/2 times the base, which is 10, times the height, which is 10, and then we have to count how many floors we have, and we have 25 floors, or centimeters, if you will. We have 25 centimeters going up, and if you want to erase. If you want to rewrite those numbers, that's fine. If you want to rewrite the shape, that's fine. Or if you can visually just stand that up and realize the base, that's the weird shaped color. That's the weird shaped side, then you know that's how you can identify it. For example, you do not have to write this. You do not have to write this. Let's see if I can do this better than last time. Not bad. So that there, jumped out and got me. That there is a what kind of prism? Raise your hand, please. Yes. Yeah, hexagonal prism, because the weird side is a hexagon. Everything else is a rectangle, okay? Everything else is a rectangle. So that's how you would identify what kind of prism that is. It's by its base, and the base is going to be the weird side that's not a rectangle. All right, our turn. So we have to find the volume of this. So once again, I have to do, since I can't see it on my screen, I'm going to rewrite it right here because I don't want to make any silly mistakes today on the homework or on Friday. So I have the volume equals base times height. So what is my base? What is my base, Webb?
Would it be 16?
Just 16?
No, it's 190.
Can you tell me the steps for people who might be sitting around you? 16 times 12, is that it? What kind of shape is that? It's a what? There we go. Yes, it's 1/2 base times height. 1/2 base times height, because that's what a triangle is. 1/2 base times height of a triangle, so 16 by 12. Then I have my height, which is 20 meters. So to plug it into there, I have my base, which is 1/2 16 times 12 times 20. And what does that come out to be, calculator people, with somebody to back them up?
1,920.
What you got?
1,920.
Agreed. So we have 1,920. So I'm going to put it over here as being 1,920 meters cubed, because I need to make sure that I'm adding my units there. Found my base, found my height. Now this portion right here, in addition to your answer, is the very minimum that I expect to see on your homework tonight and on the tests and stuff like that, because that's showing your work. This part right here is what I expect to see if you got any or more than 2 points off yesterday, or 1 point off today, or 3 points off 3 days ago. Because if you are not getting those right, that means that you are not identifying your faces, your sides, your distances, your length of sides well enough. So you need to take that apart and break it down. Any questions on the triangular prism? Okay. Is that what we just did? Let me train of thought. Yes, okay. Since the base of a circular cylinder is a circle, its area is equal to pi r squared. As we learned as the second day of this unit, pi r squared is the area of a circle. We can substitute pi r squared for b and find the volume of a cylinder. Now, here's the parts where people keep making the same mistakes. There's at least 4 people in each class that are making this mistake, and it's an honest mistake, but it's because you're just looking, seeing a number, and going with it. If this line, I'll use black. If this line went all the way across, and it's an arrow pointing to that, what is that showing me? What is it measuring? Joey? That's the diameter, exactly. Do you see a letter D? Anything here for this formula? No, you do not. The diameter, that's what they talk about when you have circumference. This is not circumference, this is area. Remember, circumference is one-dimensional. It's from a point to a point. Area is two-dimensional. On the homework, there are ones like that. Okay, just like 2 days ago, there were 3 of them like that on the homework. But this one doesn't show the diameter, it shows the radius. So I'm going to demonstrate that by doing pi, but you're going to be using 3.14 because not all of you have a calculator. And there's still people without calculators. People, test is Friday. Okay? The test is designed for you to have a calculator, not sit there and do all this multiplication and division and addition and subtraction, blah, 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 what you have to do. So I have my base, which is 2 pi r would be, pi r squared h. So here's my, correction. Here's my pi r squared, pi times 2 squared. Then I multiply it by 4 because there's 4 levels of this, I guess you could say, water tower. We'll make it be, can I do a highlighter of brown? Yes, I can. We'll make it be brown water. It's coffee. It's my coffee cup. You can't quite see that. Can you see it better on the monitor? Okay. You guess so? What do you mean you guess so? Okay. I don't know if it's visible, but on the Polyvision board it's not. So we get 50.2 centimeters cubed. Now let's try it ourselves. Find the volume of a cylinder below. Find the volume of the cylinder below. Once again, it gives us the radius, but I'm still going to identify everything. My radius is 5 centimeters. My height, please stop tapping your feet, is 10 centimeters. So now I just plug this in. For pi, I'm using 3.14 because it says right there. Then I have radius squared. Now, do I need to put 5 squared in there? Can I just do 25? Okay, so this 5 squared is right here as 25. Then my height is 10. So with the calculator, do 25 or 250 times 3.14. I haven't heard from you today. 785. Braden, do you agree? Okay. So the volume equals 785 casseroles. Oh, centimeters. Centimeters over uncles? Oh, cubed. Okay, see. Man, I forget my units. Okay. Cubed. So this here, once again, is the minimum that I expect to see on every single question of your homework. That. You don't have to show me the calculations, but you have to show me what you're calculating. Okay? Are there any questions before we begin the homework? Yes. Because this is the last lesson before, or no, the second last lesson before the test, so we're getting you guys are pretty knowledgeable about what we're doing. Question? Thursday, yes. Yes. Friday, yes. That's true. All right, no further questions, Your Honor.